Nope, not that one. There we go. Ugh. Well, that was a pain in the butt. Oh, hell. Alright, well, yeah. So anyway, since I'm being boring, I'm going to do a thing you guys probably aren't going to enjoy. But I'm going to see if there's a game I have that you guys might want me to play. Let's go with already installed. Let's see. Biomutant, Breath of Death, Chrono Trigger, Cthulhu Saves the World. Nah, not Tactics. 6, Infinite Wealth, Ring of Pain, Saints Row would just break, Shadows over Loathing, Slay the Spire, Sunny, and the Wander Stars demo, which is kind of irritating because I've been waiting on this game to come out for ages. Oh, is it actually fully out now? Hold on. Nope, still just the demo, plan to release next year. Okay, whatever. Alright, Yakuza. Well, I mean, to be fair, Renato, you're pretty much the only person here. I think everybody else kind of gave up. So, like I said, there's Wander Stars, which is kind of cool, or Yakuza. And if I do Yakuza, I'm basically in New Game Plus mode, running around doing stuff after, nearly 200 hours. If I could get it to highlight, it won't. But anyway, can't wait for Reader Rewind. Well, if you haven't seen much, you'd be in for a bit of a surprise. Because I have no earthly idea anymore. Because last played was in August. Hold on. Gotta be a smartass. Uh, yeah, it's been a minute since I booted this. I'm wondering if there's going to be some type of an update. The fuck? Deacon! The hell are you doing? My cat is a psychopath. Alright, let's see. Continue the game. Where the hell was I? Ah! Okay, that's what. Also, I'm turning down the volume of my own fucking headphones because that shit is loud as shit. Okay, so let's see. If you want me to talk. Alright, well, I know I just booted the game, but Bill says he is available. Do you want me to go ahead and try to start up Discord and get Bill back in? Either way, I'm going to fucking Dodonko Island, so I'm gonna fucking make me some money. Oh, damn it, that's right, I can't see.
Let's go!
And yes, I know, all of this out of context makes absolutely no sense. Yes, get Bill. Well then, let me get to my fucking island, bitch. God damn it.
And we're here! Thanks, pal!
Hooray. Okay, how many fucking guests do I have? Info, yeah, I know. Suggestion box, I don't care. Guests, there we go. I'm going to presume that this is fucking day one, isn't it? Because everybody's been waved to and given a gift. Oh shit, except for shit. Hold on. Opulent cabin, where the fuck? Shit. Okay. Oh, you gotta be butt fucking me. I never went up on the. Ah, fuck! That's how this game is played.
Hello!
Take some food, sir.
Platter.
Sorry, once I'm fucking here, this is what the fuck I'm goddamn doing until I can fucking do my shit. Hello. Pardon me, sir. Would you like some
My
food?
thanks.
Hello!
Pardon me, ladies. Would you like a bikini? Here, have some food, Julie.
Hey!
Here you go. No. Have a turtle.
Thank you.
Okay. Save it agame, save it agame, save it agame. Okay, exit the game. Yes, exit the game. Okay, there. Fuck, for my own goddamn. Hey kids, would you like some grit? No. Alright, let's fucking open this bitch back up. That means I gotta turn the webcam back off. And fucking. No, not general. Fucking, here's the thing, and then fucking, we call everybody. And fucking, and we do the thing. Away! Hooray! Oh, yeah, does that pop out? Yes, that's the pop out chat. Hooray. Time for the bromance. Yeah, about that. Fucking. As per the usual, nobody fucking answered. Shit. Jack. Alright, well, I guess my fucking other cat came in, screamed at me, and then fucked off. Well, Bill did say he's in the middle of driving, so. Well, this is more fun than playing Yakuza, huh? I blame you. I completely blame you. No, he's not ghosting me. It's a matter of Bill's literally in the middle of driving doing shit. He said he might be able to talk for a few minutes, but that'd be about it anyway. Technically, he was supposed to hang out till about 11:30 and then fuck off because he had other shit to do. So, he would basically have, if he got in like right now, about 20 minutes or so. Which is why I figured, since with technical difficulties and it being me by myself and I suck at being able to, live stream as just talking, figured we'd play a game and kind of go from there. He's a ghost driver. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to copy this being a smartass message, and I'm going to fucking put it in here, and I'm going to send it again. All by myself, yeah. Alright, well, in the meantime, fucking YouTube. Here, we'll just listen to it while we hang out. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, beep, bop, 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 beep, bop. See how boring I am, guys? You see why I need a crew? Yeah, it's Paper Mario. It's the fight against Tubba Blubba. Technically, Tubba Blubba's part, but splitting hairs at that point. Because I can easily sit here and listen to fucking music all goddamn day long. Fucking smoke. Ooh, no, vibe music. Hell yeah. Wop, wop. Wop, wop. Wop, wop. Joined the first time and started making titles for y'all based on Japanese for your names. Right? I was gonna say, that was a long time ago. Not as long ago as like a couple of our other fans, but I haven't really seen them in a fucking hot minute. Oh well. But to be fair, I'm also friends with them on Facebook, so. Diamond Dragon. Oh yeah, King of Copperfist. Yeah, I remember that. Which is funny, considering the fact that I'm an anarchist. Wop, wop. Wop, wop. Wop, wop. Wop, wop. Which is funny, because this is literally the perfect fucking song for waiting. Because we're searching. Bump, bump. Bump, bump. Bump, bump. Bump, bump. Wop, wop. Deep dop. Dooba dabba. Little boy! What are you doing? Get out of your brother and sister's food, idiot! That's big people food, not baby people food. Fucking cat. Where are you? I know, now you're gonna flop and try to be cute. Well, there's a Bill guy, but I don't hear a Bill guy. Nope, still don't hear a Bill guy. Oh, I bet you I know why I don't hear a Bill guy. Hold on. Frazzin. Full screen, which means we go into the blackness, and I have to switch. Stupid ass. Where the hell is my settings? There it is. No. Need headphones. And then we boop. Now I hear a Bill guy.
Do you?
Yeah, sons of bitches.
Hope it's not ridiculously distracting. I'm driving out to pick her up.
Right.
So I have no idea what you've talked about. I got done with all my stuff.
Basically nothing. I went over how I feel as though Echoes of Wisdom, so the new Legend of Zelda game, doesn't have any replayability, at least not for me, because like after beating the game and you're used to having like all sorts of like badass powers and abilities, and then restarting it and having nothing gets to be a pain in the ass, because you're like, well, fuck, I remember I had this cool thing. Guess I better go find it. Where the fuck even was that?
I see.
And then how Mario Party is kind of fun, but it's one of those things where since I'm waiting for the wife to have like a day off, or well, okay, I'm waiting for either both of us to have a day off or her have a day off where like I get out of work and there's not much going on, so like tomorrow we might play.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of a pain in the ass for our schedules to line up like that. So it's either she has to have a day off and I got to come home from work and not be fucking dead to the universe to want to fucking play Mario Party. But otherwise, I
Right.
have almost everything unlocked. Talked about how I went to go see Terrifier 3 and that I thought that the movie was great, but considering the fact that the movie is literally catered to people like me who are fans of the series as a whole, everything from the original skit, or well, not skit, the original short film that was featured in the All Hallows Eve, I believe it was, anthology film for Art the Clown,
Right.
as well as Terrifier, Terrifier 2, especially since it literally picks up right after Terrifier 2. Which, to be fair, they all pick up after the other. It's fucking Halloween 1 and Halloween 2. It literally happens the next fucking day kind of shit.
Right.
So, or at least within like the next like 20 fucking minutes after you left from fucking movie 1. So if you wanted to marathon that shit like it was fucking Lord of the Rings or fucking Star Wars, you absolutely could and be able to see where the story's progressing in that. But yeah, like some of the cameo, which I didn't bring this one up, but some of the
So
cameos
where
that
do you
were
think
in the
its
movie
drop
was
off
good.
is?
Do what?
Where do you think its drop off is? Let's be honest about something real quick. You want something to talk about? Where's its drop off? And what I'm saying here is that when we think about these shows, okay?
Right.
These movies, we know inevitably all slashers, all horror movies that get sequels, they will fall off the rails and become something almost unrecognizable or removed from par of what it is. Case in point, Michael Myers goes part 1 and part 2. He's supposed to be a guy. Sure, he survives like literally
Right.
getting shot in both of his eyes and a bunch of other dumb shit that no man could survive. And that's a problem that I've always had with that slasher series in general. But
Right.
for all evidence aside that I could argue, he's supposed to be a guy. Then, by the third movie,
Well,
they
the
just go
fourth movie
completely
because of
off
the
the
third.
rails.
But yep.
Right. By the fourth movie, they just go off the rails. They change him completely. Jason, the
Yep.
same thing. Jason was the little boy that was lost in the woods that had not actually drowned, that they thought had drowned, that then watched his mom die, that then grew up in those woods and became like an older man or whatever, and then started slashing people up. And then, of course, he dies. Then he's struck by lightning. He comes back to life. He's an unkillable supernatural force.
Right.
The only one I could say doesn't go off the rails, this is still arguable, is Freddy, because he was always, even in the first movie, he was goofy and a child killer and haunting dreams and a supernatural creature testing his limits, which starts as revenge and very, very quickly moves into having fun.
I mean, the only other one I could
Argue that
throw out.
loses itself.
Well, I was going to say the only other one that I could throw out would end up being Child's Play, and only because fucking Charles was into voodoo, put his soul into the body of the doll, and then that's pretty much been every movie ever since, even with the TV series, except for the new remake where they tried to make Mark Hamill an AI robot doll that goes insane because it's AI.
Okay. Well, hold
But
on. Let's backtrack here for a second,
meh.
because I find it interesting what you just said. So Chucky transfers his soul into the body of a doll. 100% on board. I'm fine with it. Second movie, the factory recycles the fucking plastic because they don't want to lose any money. They
Right.
recycle the plastic, and that's why he's still alive. In the third movie, is there any real explanation as to how his soul has transferred to a new doll?
I want to say what you just said for the second movie was actually the third movie as he got re-put
No,
into the
because
plastic.
in the second movie, wait, sorry, no, I apologize. You're right. The first movie, they burn his ass, shoot him a
Right.
couple times, yada yada. How does he become the doll from part two?
That is what I am literally looking up right now.
Because in the third movie, you're right. At the end of the second movie, they melt him, and a truck just kind of picks him up and puts him in a big vat, and they melt him down, and they reuse literally the, what do you want to call it, cursed or possessed plastic, and
Yep.
that's how they get him back in the fourth movie, or sorry, in the third movie. So that,
Yep.
to me,
Yeah,
that
'cause
makes
it's,
natural progression.
The
But
second
how is he
is
still there in the second?
so 2 years after the death of Chucky, the Play Pals Corporation, manufacturer of the Good Guys doll line, is attempting to recover from the negative publicity surrounding the event. To reassure its stockholders that there was nothing actually wrong with the doll, they acquire Chucky's remains and reassemble him. During the process, his power
Okay,
surge fatally electrocutes an assembly line worker, and Chucky becomes reanimated. So it's Frankenstein.
Okay, and the only argument I'll make there that says a little off the rails is that they didn't even need to go that far. If they reuse the parts of the original doll, that's it. That's all they
Right.
need. It's possessed plastic. And then, so that I'm completely on board with. Now, at that point, at the end of the second movie, we know they peel him off the ground, they melt him down, they recycle the plastic. That's possessed plastic. That's the third movie.
Yep.
Then in the third movie, he falls into that blade,
Yep.
the spinning
They end up
blade,
at
and
the
just
haunted.
chops up.
Yeah, they end up at the haunted house. He gets chopped up, which then moves us into the fourth movie, which is Bride. And then in Bride of
Okay,
Chucky,
now hold
Tiffany
on.
literally
It's
sews him
Bride,
back together.
but is Bride where they went off the rails? How does she use parts of actual Chucky?
She
Because
literally
he was
takes.
absolutely wrecked.
Yep.
Like, there was very little of him to sew back up. So I'm curious. Oh, no. Hold on. There might be a saving grace here. She made a Chucky doll but then used the same kind of magic to recall his soul.
Yep.
So that might be fair. It might be a gimme that they get away with continuing the idea there, and it still
Yep.
makes some kind of real sense.
Exactly. It's the end of Bride where Tiffany in the doll somehow gives birth to a living doll human hybrid thing, which then goes on to Seed. And then that's where it kind of jumps off. But then after Seed, they reined
They
it back
somehow,
in a bit.
well, all I'm talking about is you might be, because I'm trying to find where they lose the original story idea, like when they break their own rules. And I
Yep.
think that might be it, because at that point, the film studio did not reuse parts of the Chucky doll to do the film studio. That would be absolutely ridiculous. They have no reason to do that. How is Chucky and them in still one piece? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that's the part that I'm curious of. How do they explain it that time? Because that might be the off the rails, we've broken our own rules moment.
Well, like I said, with Seed, that's the one that becomes a pain in the ass.
Some of these get lucky and they just go on, and they have a certain rule set that allows them to get away with stuff.
That's
But
what it
some
is.
don't.
Glenn Glenda, the one that ended up being pushed out, who was trans, their little kid.
Right.
They get on the set of the movie that they're making about fucking Tiff and Chucky going around killing people. And he uses the amulet and everything to basically put Chucky and Tiffany's souls into the dolls.
Okay, so here's the issue. Have we broken the rules at that point? Because there's no possible way he was ever taught this, where Tiffany and the Strangler were taught directly by a voodoo master who we see in the first film.
Right. Now, it's been a minute since I've seen Seed, so I can't remember if he literally does a voodoo for dummies type of shit, but let me see.
See, okay, so if that's true, I would call that the off the rails point.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
because at that point I lose the credibility. I'm like, so any jerk off can just do this. It's not even like a secret or an actual black magic or like because at that point anybody can do it. Like, I'm not
Right.
impressed anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
That's
so
why I
I
said
think
Seed is where it jumps
arguably,
off.
I think you're right. I think that's his jumping off point. They've broken their own rules.
Now, they do rein
Where,
it
like
back in. Well, I was going to say,
the
they
rules
rein
are
in Chucky a little bit with Curse and Colt. They kind of rein it back in a bit. But then Colt kind of goes a little bit off the rails where fucking Chucky can now literally split his own soul into multiple pieces and put himself into multiple dolls, basically giving him like fucking infinite one-up trick.
Nope. At that point, I think they're done. At that point, I'm on the jump off point. I think they've broken their rules, and now they're just doing whatever they want to do. And that's my thing. All of these series have this weird moment where they like most of them have a moment where they break their own rule set and start doing whatever the shit they want because they've got too many movies. It happens with Jason. He went from being what he was to being a supernatural killer thing. And then I would argue there are two different Jasons. There's the Jason that everybody knew through like the first 4 films or whatever.
Right.
And I would include the copycat in those because that still follows the rule set of regular guy goes on killing spree, is very dangerous, but the next guy that does it, he's just using the legend. The next one, though, when they bring him back from the dead, that's a different Jason. I know it's the same body, but now we've entered a different set of movies. Now we're playing with supernatural Jason, and then we go even further into that to play with Deadite stuff and everything. That's our jumping rails point. When he gets struck by lightning, we've broken the rules. We now are in a different set of movies.
Does
and I would argue
ring
with
go
Chucky,
off the rails?
it's the same.
Ooh.
There's just enough with Chucky to keep him on track with his rules, until the little boy uses Voodoo for Dummies book, which
Right.
just does not make sense to the narrative they were playing at.
Right. Now, Renato does bring up a good question. Does the Ring go off the rails? But to be fair, the Ring only had, as far as I know, 2 movies, I think.
Yeah, and
Let
I
me
guess we have
see.
to argue which Ring we're talking about, because we are dealing with 2 separate universes with 2 separate sets of rules. Because the American Ring is not the same thing as the Japanese Ring.
Right. Yeah, it's not the same as Ringu. Oh no, I lied. There's 3. There's The Ring. There's Ring 2 from 2005, and then there's one called Rings from 2017.
Huh. So I'm going to
Yeah,
be honest here. I can't argue it because I watched the first one and instinctually told myself the others are probably not going to be up to par and never even bothered with them.
same. Although to be fair, I never saw the first one. I only heard of the first one,
Okay.
and then kind of didn't even give enough of a shit to go and watch them. Ooh, Saw. I think Saw might be the only other one that doesn't really like have too much of a fucking jump off point. Because to be fair, like the first 4 Saw movies are all about John, and then it's not until like Saw 5, I think, where even though yes, like John still shows up and he's kind of part of like what got the ball rolling with, hey, you're an asshole, you need to fucking die, but it's more of his cult kind of thing.
Because I was going to say, the very concept of that guy allows you to, I don't know if there is a jump, I don't know if there is a off the rails point for that, because like as long as there's some freak, just like I argued with Jason, as long as there's some sick-minded fuck that's willing to pick up where he left off and play the same game, you've already set the rules of your universe. It happens in the real world. There is
Right.
nothing supernatural. We are dealing with a serial killer that then created a cult
Mm-hmm.
because the people that got around him kind of saw him in a certain light. And then you could do whatever you want with that. Like, I don't think there is a jumping off the rails point for that, because fucked up people do fucked up things.
Right.
Like,
Which would almost be the exact same thing with Scream, because while yes, there's some things
fair.
that kind of like jump the shark in terms of like deaths and craziness,
But in the
it's some
long run,
random
we're talking
asshole
about,
wearing a fucking Halloween costume killing people.
well,
Like,
what's really interesting is that Scream kind of plays with the idea of super fandom going off the rails.
right,
Every single one of them is some sort of deluded psychopath that like wants to continue the legacy of something that never should have begun in the first place. And it actually starts in the very beginning, because in the
right,
very beginning, the actual killer kind of ropes in his friend.
yep,
The actual guy with a motive just ropes in his friend who's like bored of this little town that's got nothing going on. So
yep,
we were already from movie 1 playing with the idea of super fans go crazy. And
right,
that's very much what that guy was a super fan that was like super into this crap. And like he was he was literally at the point of basically playing a movie. He even
yep,
saw himself as a character in something and was already writing the ideas for a sequel and shit like that in his head before a TV met his face.
yep. And to be fair, 2 things for you, Renato. Carrie won't count because Carrie is a standoff Stephen King book that got turned into a movie. So that's not going to be anything because it's a standalone movie. Just like,
There are more Carries,
as far as I know, there shouldn't be. But he says, what about
because I was gonna
Carrie?
say she dies.
Yeah, because there's only been like the 2 movies ever, which was the first one that was originally done in the 70s, and the remake that was done with, oh god, what's her fucking nuts? God damn it. But anyway, there was a fucking remake done. Now, in terms of Ghostface is like 2 regular guys, and now we have Ghost Demon of the Underworld disguised. No. And to be fair, it's not always 2 guys. Not always. And yeah, super fan going wrong. That would be Human Centipede 2. You're not wrong. That's kind of the premise, is that Human Centipede came out and then they tried to change it from in movie universe to now it's like the real world, where somebody saw the movie and thought, you know what, that's a good idea. But even still, like I said, that's not where we're getting at, because to be fair, this is supposed to be slashers. Because to
So, well,
be fair,
here's
all
my
movies
argument
fuck
for
up.
these movies. My argument was this: the first movie sets ground rules and says these are the rules. This is the real world, or yada yada, or
Yep.
supernatural, or so and so, and yada yada. And then they set the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Some movies, some slashers, and it happens a lot more with slashers than other things, because if you're playing with supernatural, there's not a lot you can do at that point that would blow you off the rails, because you're already playing with, hey, stuff that can't possibly happen is happening here. Okay,
Right.
we're already off the rails anyway. But like a lot of these serial killer movies with slashers and whatnot, like Jason and Michael, they start in one place. And then at some point, in order to keep them going, you have to change the foundation of what it is to even make it work.
Yep.
And that's kind of where I was talking about is Terrifier, is it in trouble of crossing a line at some point?
And that's where I'm having difficulty, because let's be honest, and spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen the fucking first Terrifier movie, and I'm not talking about the All Hallows Eve or whatever the fuck it was anthology. I mean Terrifier 1. At the end of the movie, they kill Art the Clown. They fucking tag him, bag him, send him to the morgue. And when the guy, like when the ME down at the fucking morgue literally goes to open up his fucking body bag, he literally just sits the fuck up, shoves his hand through his fucking chest, kind of shit, like fucking Jason Voorhees, kills the motherfucker, and then fucks off. So they already started him as he's a supernatural fucking being from jump.
Okay, so from the very beginning, he was a supernatural creature posing as a human, even to the point of playing dead, almost for fun.
Yep.
Like, oh, they got me.
And
then turns out when they actually reveal the idea, nobody got shit, because you can't kill the thing anyway. Or at least that's what it looks like.
Right. Like, the third movie, and again, spoilers, after he gets his ass handed to him by the girl in the second movie, he literally goes to, like, the house that's from the first fucking movie. Like, not the same, it's not the same house, but it's something kind of close to it. But
Okay.
he basically goes back to that place and literally sits and rests for like a few years, to a point where when somebody shows up to knock down the house, he's sitting upstairs in the attic with fucking cobwebs covering him, his eyeballs still open and the big creepy smile on his face, unblinking, unmoving, undoing shit, where a dude walks in and is like, hey, you good? You good? Is this a Halloween decoration? Hey man, are you alright? Are you dead? And fucking nothing happens until Halloween jump scare. He fucking gets the fuck up, murders the fuck out of a dude.
Dude,
It's
it's
not going
funny
to
you
ruin
bring
the
that
whole
up,
fucking
because
movie, but you know.
I literally did that on my front porch this Halloween.
Yeah, I saw you. You did the alien trope from
Well,
years ago at your dad's.
I was in full gear, and I went over and sat down, and I didn't mean to. I was just sitting in the chair waiting, and I'd sat there for so long without realizing that I wasn't even moving. I was just sitting there, and this group of kids finally starts walking up. There's like 5 of them, and then I notice them, and for some reason, my mind was like, "Don't move." And the little kid got like she got about like 2 steps up, and she stops. And she's staring at me for a while. And so I'm like, I'm not moving. I'm just going to sit right here. And then she took another step up the stairs, and she waited again. She goes, is he real? Like, I think he's real. And like this other kid behind her is like looking over his shoulder, and he's like, no. no, because he's not moving. And she goes, I'm not going up there. I think he's real. And so this other little kid that's like at the bottom of the stairs is like he's like one of the littlest of all of them. He goes, I ain't scared. He's got a bowl of candy up there, and I'm gonna go get it. And he just kind of walks up and pushes past her, gets about halfway across my porch, and then he stops. And he's like staring at me real hard, like he's really looking. Like this kid is in study mode now. Like, and he goes, "Is he real?" And then all the kids are like staring at me for a second, like they're really looking. And I played this off for as long as I could, and none of them were willing to walk across the rest of the porch. So all of a sudden I jumped up and like popped the claw out like as fast as I could. I was like, come get candy. They were like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh, it was so good.
But yeah, I mean, so in terms of the movies, like I said, they've already set Art up to be like a supernatural being. Like the motherfucker's been dead for millennia kind of shit, and fucking he'll always keep coming back to do shit. Like the second movie, they set up the actual first survivor girl. Because usually in the first movie, they set up, here's the killer, here's the girl who survives. Now she's going to be the heroine for like the next like movie or two kind of thing.
Right.
The third movie deals like actual Terrifier 3 deals with her and everything that was going on. Jaquan also says, Bill, you evil.
Dude, I was in full Freddy gear. I wasn't about to waste my night, especially since we only had friggin' like 14 trick-or-treaters all night. I wasn't wasting a single moment of all that gear. But my neighbors kept coming out like they were into me more than
Did
I lose you? I got you?
Yep.
I got you now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get out of this car. I'm gonna walk for a second.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, I'll lose my mind sitting in that car because she's not even off till 12. But so look, I was in my full outfit. I had my mask. I even did minimal makeup, where I actually like did my eyes to kind of blend into the mask a little bit more. I did the cigarette ash trick. So I took those old stale fucking Pyramid cigarettes that are like 7 years old or some shit at this point.
Yep.
I lit one of those to get the ash from it.
Yep.
But so I did that, and I had the sweater, I had pants, I had the work boots, I had everything, man. It was pretty good. I actually posted a small talk on my TikTok while I was still in most of my costume, and I was sitting there talking about how I wish that Halloween was still like a thing. But Here's the thing, man. It's first off, it's one of my favorite holidays ever. I mean, you know that.
Right.
And I can't help but feel like there's a couple of things killing it. One, I kind of understand, but I absolutely hate it. I'm going to tag this off to old man syndrome because I know that this isn't fair, okay? But all the trunk or treat shit is killing the holiday. Nobody goes house to house because they're all going to the trunk or treat shit.
Yeah.
So most Halloween celebrations are done like 2 weeks before Halloween even hits. And then maybe there's like a very small percentage of kids that are going house to house with their parents in like a car or whatever. So here's a couple of arguments, both for and against it. One, I could kind of understand this. When I was a kid, because I'm not one of those fucking old guys that thinks that, oh, back in my day, we used to all ride in the back of the pickup truck because we weren't pussies. Oh, yeah? Let me talk to some of those people that had 50-mile-an-hour head-on collisions while they were riding in the back of the trucks. Let me get their opinion. Oh, they're fucking dead? Maybe that's why we don't do that dumb fucking shit anymore. Like, we did stupid shit when we were kids that I would not have my fucking kid do. Okay. And one of
Yep.
those things, when I really stop and think about it, when I was a kid, I took a pillowcase and I started trick or treating at 4 o'clock.
Yep.
And I did not come home until almost 10 o'clock at night every fucking year. And I
Yep.
went house to house to house, down every single alley and lane and path that I could find.
Including
I
that
didn't
one
give a
side
shit.
street up from your dad's house, where if you went down that side street, there was the one dude who always ended up handing out the king-size candy bars.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Yep.
And there was an old lady that used to hand out sodas.
Yep. I remember that
So
lady.
we'd go get king-size candy bars and then go get a soda from here so we had something to drink while we walked around.
Yep.
And like, I'm thinking about this. I remember there was a house that handed out pennies. Some
Yep.
handed out those fucking popcorn balls. And sure, all of this is
Yeah.
fun when I think back on it. But like, I didn't have a parent with me. If anything fucking happened, if anybody grabbed me or did put something in my candy, which by the way, never fucking happened,
Right.
ever.
At least not in our area.
I've never, right. I was never poisoned. And I think those stories are exaggerated. Not that there aren't fucked up people out there. It happens. I'm not
Right.
saying that, but I'm saying that it's overblown. I don't think the reality of it is anywhere near what they want you to think it is.
Right.
It's fear
Like
mongering.
the fucking you better be careful because drug dealers are handing out drugs to your kids. No, the fuck they're not.
No, those
We have
motherfuckers cost
legalized
like
marijuana
$80.
in Illinois. Do you know how much it is to go get like an ounce of legal weed in Illinois is? Fucking
Yeah.
more than me to put fucking gas in my goddamn car. Shit, my wife has fucking depression and anxiety and PTSD. Every now and again, I have to go get her a THC vape pen. Them motherfuckers cost me $60 every time for one disposable fucking weed pen. They're not handing
that's-
out fucking
right.
meth in your kid's fucking
No.
candy.
No, I've never seen an actual police report that proves even one time that shit is happening. It's fear mongering. Now, I'm not saying that fucked up shit doesn't happen, because it fucking does. Look at the Aspirin murders, okay?
Yeah.
The Aspirin murders prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that fucked up shit happens when the fucked up people were taking the aspirin off the shelf and then replacing the tablets with cyanide and putting them back into rotation at stores.
Yep.
Fucked up shit happens, okay? I'm not oblivious to it. But I have a couple of caveats here. One, your ass is a parent, okay? Every single year that I have had my kid, I went with her.
Yep.
Every year. Every year I went with her. If you can't be bothered to go with your kid, that's not on your kid. That's on you. So that I get. Every single kid that came to my house this year, they were accompanied by at least one adult. At
Yep.
least one adult was walking with them. They were like walking a dog or whatever, and all the adults like laughed when I would jump out of the chair or like run around or talk to the kids or something like that, or chase them down the staircase.
Right.
They would laugh, and then like I'd wave at them, and I'd give them like 3-4 handfuls of the candy because I'm not supposed to have it. And then
Right.
I kind of they'd be like, "Oh, I love that mask," and like just little shit like that. If you can't do that for your kid, that's not your kid's fault. That shouldn't cost them Halloween. You need to fucking readdress your priorities.
Right. Like the last couple
But
of
I
years,
do-
up until I ended up doing the third shift for my new job, I would go to my great aunt's house, and she lives in like a pretty decent neighborhood. I mean, like not richy rich, but like fairly decent neighborhood. And the wife and I would sit out on her porch in the fucking cold, because it's always fucking cold on Halloween. And literally, we
Right.
would be the ones to
Especially
pass
here.
out candy. And yeah, there'd still be parents with them. They'd just be fucking sitting in their cars with the heaters on. Like, come on, kids, let's go. Next house. Fucking dad's got the
right,
music
next house.
blaring and the fucking heat going. Walk your cold
Right.
ass to the next house.
Right, exactly. See, that I don't mind. In fact, I'm more than okay with it. And I've often
Right.
wondered, is there, like, would there be, because I know this is a real thing. Okay, I know that like people are too lazy to walk their dogs, so
Yeah.
they get like a walker. Is that an honest to God possible business practice for something like Halloween? Could you offer a service where you're like, hey, I'm going to take 5 kids with me or whatever, you know what I mean? And then I know CPR, this and that, almost like a babysitting gig. Is that, I don't know. Like, but I think I'm going to
Possibly,
have to
but I
start
think the vetting
participating.
process will be a pain in the ass.
I think I'm going to have to start participating in the trunk or treat things if I want to keep celebrating Halloween, because I love it. I love
Right.
to get dressed up. I love to interact with the kids. I love to give out candy. This was something that I looked forward to every year. And quite frankly, as a 40-year-old man, I don't want to stop celebrating Halloween. Like, I have a Halloween party every year. I have a scary movie night every year where like I literally watch movies from like 9 a.m. to like 3 a.m.
Right.
This year we focused on zombies. We did Return of the Living Dead. We did both the original night and the new night, and
Mhm.
just different shit like that. That was our main focus. But we watched a lot of stuff, to be fair. We watched like the Frankenstein Report, which that movie's fucking cool.
Right. No, sadly,
Uh,
this is the first year, and I think it's because I ended up being too busy, but this is the first year where I didn't watch The Crow at least like 2 days before Halloween, because I usually end up doing that. But
yeah.
yeah, like Terrifier 3, I think we ended up doing the remake of Day of the or no, not Day of the Dead, fucking Night of the Living Dead. Um Fuck, now I'm trying to think cuz we did like 4 horror movies and that was fucking it cuz we were
Wow.
both too goddamn busy. And
No,
the
I get
original
it.
Crow, Jake, I still haven't seen the new one, although I sadly morbid curiosity is sadly going to make me at the very least rent it digitally, but I can already tell it's going to be one of those things where I'm going to rent it digitally and just kind of see like which books that they actually took from for to make up their amalgam story. But yeah,
Yeah, I've been doing OT, and then of course my wife has 2 jobs right now, plus the volunteer she does for her church. So like,
right.
same here. We like I
Oh,
think
and it's
this
about
week
to get
I'll.
way worse because
Yep.
fucking Christmas is coming, so she's going to be doing madrigals.
Yes. So because she's a singer and an actor, and she does the madrigal performances, she'll be going to like practices and everything else. So like right now, this week, I think I'm gonna see her stay. I I think that's it. Because even here, I'm here to pick her up. I'll pick her up at about 12:15, and then I'll drop her off at work at 2. And then
Right,
I won't see her until like around 10 o'clock at night. So like, and then of course she'll be going right to sleep because I gotta have her to the church at like 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow and then she'll be there till 12:30 because she volunteers for a bunch of shit.
right.
And then I'll take her from there and I'll hang out with her until 2:30 and she'll go back to work till 10. So like, so I get it. And you and your wife, you're not on the same schedules either. So like you
Right.
work and then she works.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also in the same lifestyles. You got 1 car, so I
Yep.
get it because we're literally living the same predicament. I got 1 car for 2 adult lifestyles. You got 1 car for 2 adult lifestyles.
Yeah, yeah, but the only difference is you are only on a 1 car lifestyle because fucking cars are expensive. Otherwise, your wife will be able to drive her own ass around and do shit if you could, afford to buy a goddamn car.
It
Mine
seems like
wife, yeah,
every time I save up to about $3,000, and I'm like, all right, I'm on track.
uh
Surgery, medical thing, pop tires. I'm like, God, come on.
yep,
What the fuck?
exactly. Whereas, unfortunately,
Because
mine wife, she will never fucking drive because
right,
she's scared shitless of it because her fucking dad had a heart attack driving to pick her up from work, and she's afraid with her bad health something may happen to her when she's fucking driving home or to work and just be dead on the side of the road and fucking nobody know it and say anything.
It's not impossible. I mean, I don't wish it on anybody, but it's not impossible. I mean, there's a lot of people that die driving, and they don't die driving because of an accident. Like,
Yep.
I've seen people have aneurysms. I've seen people have heart attacks and strokes and
Yep.
different stuff like that. So it's not. The chance is very low, but I understand that also when you have PTSD, it doesn't matter how low the chance is. Your mind makes it more of a thing.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
a bigger possibility to her in her mind than it really is. I
yeah,
get
no,
that.
trust me, because it's one of those irrational fear things. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is about me lately. Like, I don't know if it's just me being old or if I've got some kind of cognitive decline coming my way, so, like when I get older, but I keep having this weird irrational fear where if I'm laying in bed and my wife decides to lay in bed with me as well, if we're face to face when we're laying in bed, I keep having this fear that I'm just gonna fucking fall out of the goddamn bed, and I could literally be in the middle of the motherfucker where she's got her ass hanging like this far. I mean, like literally, she's got this much of her hip and her entire ass, like this big of an ass is hanging off the fucking bed. She's like, "Can you scoot over?" And I'm like, "I'm a fall." I don't know what the fuck it is, but like that shit, like it's completely fucking irrational. Like, it makes no goddamn sense. But you've seen my bed. You've helped me move. You know how high off the fucking ground the goddamn thing is. Like, it's a
Right.
full 3 feet off the bed. So I worry, okay, yeah, I'm gonna, like, fall out of this motherfucker and literally crack my head on the fucking end table that I have to prop up my
To be
fan
fair,
so I've got the fan blowing on me so I can sleep.
I switched out my grandmother's bed specifically because of that. Because it was like you said, it's like 3, 4, 5 feet off the fucking ground.
Mm-hmm.
She was using like this little staircase thing to get up in it, and I was like, if you roll off of this fucking thing, you're
You're
done.
done.
Like,
Yeah. Fucking there goes your hip, your knee, your ankle, your shoulder, your elbow, your hand, your head, fucking your spine.
yeah,
Everything
so
is literally broken.
yeah, we pulled that bed out and like replaced it with a smaller model that's like lower to the floor.
Yeah, I think that might be my next major purchase is we need a new bed. But mostly because it's two fat fucks sharing a queen size and we need a king. Especially with 3 goddamn cats that want to hog the fucking bed too. But
I
that's not
know.
fucking Terrifier. But yes, so
No, but like
to go
a
back,
lot of the
yeah,
Halloween stuff has been on my mind the last couple days because it was Halloween. But like, I've really wondered about, is the holiday dying, and is there a push? Okay, without getting into all the other thing,
all the
I think that there is a small push. I don't even know if it's all that small. I'm not trying to be tinfoil hat here, but like, look, so I got a report from my kid's school, okay?
Yep.
They were not allowed to have a Halloween party, so no party. They were not allowed to talk about Halloween. I'm dead serious. This is a real thing. No Halloween discussions would be had. I'm serious. No Halloween discussions would be had. They could wear a costume, but they could only wear a onesie that represented a character, nothing more. They were not allowed to have any kind of masks because there's a big panic. Look, we're having 350 fucking mass shootings. I'm not gonna argue.
Right.
I'm gonna say they weren't allowed masks. They were also not allowed any kind of props. So the most they could do was come to school in a onesie that kind of represented a character, and maybe on their off time they would, because no one could necessarily stop them, on their off time on lunch or something, they'd be like, yeah, I'm going trick-or-treating when I get home.
Right.
But that was it. Otherwise, Halloween has been completely removed from the school. And I found out it's not just my school where my kid is going.
It's a lot of
Um,
them. Yeah.
so my buddy at work, what got me realizing it is that he said, "Are you fucking seeing this?" And he showed me the email that he got. And his school is even more anal than mine. His school was like, you will not talk about Halloween. You will not bring candy. There will be no costumes. There will not be a party. There is no parade, yada, yada, yada. And then
Mhm.
at the very bottom, they said, your kid may wear a t-shirt with their favorite character on it. And I'm like, what? So like they could just wear their regular fucking clothes that they wear every freaking day anyway? Like that
Right.
that's not Halloween. Like that's just fucking dressing. Like,
Yeah.
fucking,
And then Jake, to go to that one, I get people saying it's Satan's holiday. To be fair, people have been saying that shit for fucking goddamn years. There are plenty of, and I don't want to turn this into a huge discussion on it, but there's plenty of fundamental like religious groups, specifically like fundamental Christian groups, where they believe Halloween to be Satan's birthday, when I said it before in the first part of the stream before my computer fucked up. It originated as a holiday called Samhain. Samhain was a harvest holiday, and as part of the harvest, you would offer up part of your crops to your deceased relatives, so anybody in the great beyond who was basically coming to watch over you, because it was believed in Wiccan practices. And I only know this because one of my best friends, and Bill knows this because he dated her, is Wiccan, and she explained it to us. It's when the veil between death and life is the thinnest, and that shit all got blown out of fucking proportion. So it became, no, it's Satan's birthday. Kind of like how, technically speaking, Jesus' birthday is actually on St. Patrick's Day, and Christmas is not actually Christmas. But we agreed it was going to be Christmas because, yeah,
there was actually a reason behind it. I remember looking up a whole bunch of stuff about it. And the reason
it
the
was part of
25th
the
was
Crusades, I
decided,
believe. Yeah,
I want to say, it was an alignment made because it was a king's decision, if I remember. The
yeah,
final part of it came down to a king that, in order to align everything up so that basically he didn't have struggles or some shit like that. Basically, in the end, if I remember right, it came down to he was dealing with some shit between two groups. And in order to kind of make everything flow naturally, the date was picked so that it would kind of coincide with both.
right.
And it was kind of like a compromise that was reached, which I'm not gonna say one thing or another about that because I don't want that argument, but like
Oh no, believe me, I know, because one of the things that I didn't know that I had learned a while back is the Bible, the translation of the Bible that we use here in America and over in England and most English speaking countries was written by a man named King James. We all know it, it's the King James Bible. Well, what most people don't know is that King James was openly gay. He had a legit homosexual relationship with one of his head knights, which is why it's funny that that translation of the Bible condemns gay people. Or at least it's interpreted that gay people are bad, when that version of the Bible was written by a gay man. Huh.
I know I've looked up a lot of stuff, but like I said, I'm at a point now where I no longer argue about it.
Oh, neither do I. I
But
just
like
think that's the funniest fucking fact ever. It's like, wow, there are people who want to use the Bible to say that gay and trans people need to be, like, put into
to be fair,
camps. And
anybody that's using it to anybody that's using it for a form of hate or social standing is not using it properly to begin with. So it
yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
like that's really on them as
Uh-huh.
individuals. And I'm not saying that doesn't span to a larger portion, which is a problem, but if it's up for interpretation and you want to play games to make it say what you want it to say,
Yep.
well then that's really on you trying to fill an agenda, not trying to learn or interpret what it's actually meant to say and or do. But I don't know, like I'm watching and I'm noticing this change over time, and I can't help but wonder if in the next 10, 20 years, Halloween will basically be a fundamentally forgotten holiday, like pushed into the background. In fact, this year, Halloween happened. They put out all the decorations and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next week, Christmas stuff went up.
No, believe me, I know. My wife works at Walmart. They literally put up all the fall and Halloween shit. And yeah, literally a week or two later, they had already turned the home and garden area into Christmas Wonderland, where literally
This was
every
the
day when her and I would
fastest.
walk through, we would like hold up middle fingers, not only
This
over
was
to
the
the,
fastest.
yeah,
It was the fastest it's ever happened. I've never seen. I know that's the joke that Christmas comes earlier every year. This was the fastest I've ever seen the turnaround. The
yep,
the the Halloween costumes were being sold in the same aisle as Christmas trees in stores
yep,
because they put them both out almost within the same week as each other, and I was blown away by it.
yep,
And if that isn't a fundamental switch, and I also just let's put on our tinfoil for a second. I can't help but notice that now there's talk from the Halloween stores, the Spirit of Halloween, that now they want to double back as a Spirit of Christmas and stay open longer
yep,
and change the stores out to be a Christmas store. And I can't help but wonder if the writing is already on the wall due to profits, because when we're talking about business, we talk profits. If Halloween shit isn't selling, and that company needs to repivot into something that's going to make money, guess what sells all year round?
yep,
Christmas. As redonkulous as that is, you could buy a Santa Claus in fucking June. There's nothing stopped you. I promise you can get one.
right,
So if I was that company and I saw the writing on the wall that Halloween was earning less money every year, I would do it too. I mean, I wouldn't be happy about it because I love Halloween, but if I got to follow the money, guess where it is? And if
well,
we're already at the point where Halloween and Christmas decorations are coming out the same week, then it's not going to be too much longer before Halloween is just a subsidized, forgotten holiday.
eh, yes and no. It's not going to be long forgotten kind of thing. And the reason being is because much like Easter, it's going to be taken over by the candy companies in order to sell chocolate, and that's going to be it. Kind of like how
Well,
Valentine's
that's what I
Day,
mean.
yeah,
Like
Valentine's Day is an
Valentine's Day
excuse
doesn't
to
hold.
fucking sell fucking chocolate and flowers. Like it'll
Right.
become one of
But
those
what
where
I'm
it's more commercial than
but
anything.
I know that Valentine's Day is not commercialized as heavily as it was when I was a kid. And
Right.
the reason I know that is because most of the younger generations are no longer celebrating it. So its numbers are going down. And since it doesn't sell the way it used to, now they've just got like two aisles.
Yep.
When I was a kid, they used to transform entire stores into Valentine's.
Yep.
Like you would have decorations everywhere and there were flowers on end caps and shit like that. It was a real thing. It was everywhere.
Yep.
And I'm only 40 years old, and I can remember as a kid walking into the store and there were like 6 aisles
Yep.
of fucking Easter baskets and like hearts and all kinds of shit like that. And now even at a Walmart, even at the largest Walmart that I have, there are 2 aisles.
Yep.
Like that's it. There's some baskets. There's a couple of hearts. There's a box of teddy bears over to the side acting like a kiosk. Like,
Shit.
because as generation after generation, it has been celebrated less, it makes less money. And it's kind of like a holiday that people acknowledge, but it's
Right.
really not celebrated like it used to be. And I think Halloween is next on the cutting board.
Yeah, because I was gonna say at my wife's store there was like 5 aisles of Halloween. There was a little tiny pissant section in the very front as you walk through the door, of like plates and cups and bowls and clocks with spiders and blah blah bullshit. And then you got the 4 aisles right there for seasonal, and that was fucking it.
Yeah.
Like they barely had anything in like the apparel for Halloween other than like a couple of like women's jammies, which I got a set for my wife because she really wanted them, and some
Right.
slippers, which I got for her to go with her jammies as like an anniversary gift, and that was fucking it. But since I know you got to get going soon,
Yep. Yeah, she should be walking out of here. I think she's off at like 12:10.
right. But to go back to your original question that you posed in terms of Terrifier's jumping off point, there's a possibility it could be the next movie or the movie after that, depending. It depends on whether they wrap everything up. Like they're like, you know what? We don't want to get stale. We don't want fucking Art the Clown to go to space like fucking Jason had to do, and fucking Leprechaun had to do, and fucking like fuck that shit. We're not gonna go that fucking insane.
Once you've gone to space, it's over.
Right.
It's over. That's if there's ever a killing point to your series, and I don't care how fun it is, once you've gone to space, it's over.
Well, that's why I'm saying that the next movie might be it because they're hinting at the fact that in the next movie, um, we're gonna have to go to hell, literal hell, to fight Art the Clown.
Okay, I get that he's a supernatural being, but yeah, we're getting into the territory.
Uh-huh. But it slightly makes sense only because of the plot of the third one, technically
Right.
partially in the second one and first one as well. But at the same time, it's one of those things where, like I said, we're going to get either really, really close to that edge or they're just going to full on because they're purposely making it a fucking B horror movie, like literally a schlock as fuck on purpose
Right.
because it's all like tongue in cheek, like, haha, look at us, we're being as cheeky and fucky wucky as possible. Come on. So there's a good chance that they may literally just go, hey, we're tiptoeing up to this edge. We're tiptoeing up to the push into the fucking lava kind of shit. Where it's like, no, you're either fucking fully pot committed or you're gonna get up within the first 5 or 6 minutes and fucking leave because you're like, nope, this is bullshit. So it's are you in or are you out kind of a scenario. Kind of like how Bobcat Goldthwait has done all of his movies. Like one of the
Oh,
movies that
that's
Bobcat
her.
did.
I see her walking out. So I'm gonna get off of here. And I don't know if I'm just going to edit today or I'm going to find something to do. I don't know. I'll more than likely post in the messenger. Not that with you being all the way out where you are, you're going to do anything, but
Right.
simply
No, I
saying.
get that. I may end up answering a little bit because I know you said we were going to try to figure out a way to do like D&D online. So
Yes, I
I
already
may
have a
have to
couple of
throw out some
campaigns worked
ideas for
out.
that. Yeah.
I have a couple of campaigns.
But yeah. So like I said, that's something where I may end up hitting you back. But yeah, we'll catch you next time around, man.
All right. Later.
Later. But yes, since it's just us now, chat. Yeah, that's I forgot what the fuck the point I was trying to make before he left. Oh, right, Bobcat's movies. So comedian Bobcat Goldthwait, he ended up doing a movie called God Bless America. Literally within like the first 5-10 minutes of the fucking movie, he does like it's funnier than shit. Like you could tell how fake it is. But like a dude finds out he's got cancer, and this is the first 5 minutes of the movie, so fucking no spoilers on this. But a dude finds out he's got cancer. He can hear his neighbors fucking listening to Entertainment Tonight and arguing through the wall of his apartment. He decides, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna die no matter what. I'm gonna go out on my own terms. And he literally kicks in his neighbor's door where it's like a dude bro and his fucking girlfriend, like fucking with their baby, where he literally kicks in the door with a shotgun, and the dude goes, "Bro, what the fuck is your problem? Are you all right?" And he goes, "No, no, I'm not all right." And literally takes a shotgun and blow, and just blows the dude's head off, kind of shit. And the girlfriend like stands up, holds the baby out like this, and she goes, "I have a baby," and then throws it up in the air, and he literally goes, blam, and fucking like a little onesie comes floating down, like with a fucking shotgun blast through the middle, like he fucking vaporized the baby with a shotgun. Like you could tell right away, okay, this is supposed to be stupid shit for stupid people, but he's putting it in a very smart, eloquent fucking way. And it's always, all right, here's the moment. Are you in or are you out? Because if you're in, we're gonna go do some crazy shit. If you're out, peace. It was fun having you around. But yeah, like I'm thinking that might be what they end up doing with the fourth Terrifier movie. Is they may end up quote unquote jumping the shark a bit, but I think they're gonna do it on purpose. Like, hey, we've only been dipping our toe into the kiddie pool of craziness. Yeah, it's time for some real crazy, and then they just kind of go balls to the wall with everything. But seeing as how that is the 2 hours worth of streaming with fucking technical difficulties and this being broken in half, I do, technically speaking, not have to leave for another hour. So I leave it up to you guys. Do you guys want me to go back to playing a game and we can hang out for longer, or do you guys got shit to do and we'll see you in 2 weeks, kind of thing? Maybe, hopefully, depending on schedules and what the shit is going on. By the way, if I'm looking over this way, it's because I'm staring at the chat box, which for me is on my second monitor, which is over here. Even though what you guys are seeing is like, it's literally like boop, boop, boop right there. But yes, for me, it's on second monitor, which is why I keep doing that. It's not just so you guys can see how long my beautiful locks have gotten in the back. Yeah, I've been working on that shit for like a year. Because I was supposed to get a week's fucking vacation last week where I was going to go hang out with my friends for Halloween. And I was purposely going to allow the hair to grow out and then fucking mohawk it. Because I got an old leather jacket that I was going to punk out. And literally go as like a fucking punk character from like the original Return of the Living Dead kind of thing. But yeah, that got fucking curb stomped into the ground. So at least I got my anniversary off. So plus, but yeah. So you guys just want to end it, or you guys want me to keep going? I'll leave it up to you. As I stare at the chat on my phone down here. You guys really ain't saying much. I know you can see it over there, but like, yeah, there's not much going on. Going once, going twice. All right, well, I will catch you guys in 2 weeks, hopefully, maybe, depending on how many people we got and what's going on. I know I did just finish earlier before I started the stream the Amazon Prime series for Like a Dragon. Well, it's Like a Dragon : Yakuza instead of Yakuza : Like a Dragon, but that's because they didn't want people to get confused that, because Like a Dragon already fucking exists for the Yakuza game series, but it was pretty alright. So, either way, like I said, I will see you guys here in a couple of weeks. Maybe I'll have had a chance to digest that, just like I'm still kind of in the middle of digesting Markiplier's fucking show, oh god damn it, Edge of Sleep. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good, but it definitely deserves a second watch. So I'll probably watch that again, come back, tell you guys all about it if you guys haven't seen it yet and what I thought on it. Same thing with Yakuza, because I literally put it in Japanese with the subtitles in English. Because, yeah, I'd rather hear it and read it so I know one-to-one what the fuck is going on, even though sometimes the English changes some of the words and fucks things up, but fuck it. It's better than listening to them say in English something that is way the fuck completely removed from what the fuck the goddamn subtitles are saying. So, yeah. Have a good night. Yep, you too, Chris. But like I said, I'll catch you guys next time around.